Am I looking in the bathroom or something? Should I stick a necklace on? Up the swag points real quick. Oh my god. God damn, bro. Your colleague is kind of sexy, boys. Jeffrey stalks his ex-girlfriend's social media, and then he wonders why he can't stop obsessing over her. Adonis grieves the connection to his woman in a healthy way, and then he uses the 6-step breakup formula to move on and continue growing. Let's cut the bullshit right now. Up until a few weeks ago, I was doing the Jeffrey shit too. I was looking at my ex's social media. I wasn't helping myself move on. It was like mental torture. I got my act together, and now I'm going to teach you how to actually move on. And even if you're not going through a breakup, you probably will want to have this knowledge in mind. First of all, my name is Hamza. I help young men go through the Jeffrey to Adonis transformation through self-improvement. You're clearly interested in that. Scroll down right now. Click on the subscribe and the post notification button right now. It's a win-win for both of us. There's my baby. I can't even call her my baby girl anymore. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, she's watching this video, I can tell. Here's my baby girl. Me and her broke up in May 2021. So it was about 2 months ago. Now, for the first month, I essentially followed this formula that I'm about to teach you, and everything was fine. My productivity skyrocketed, and it actually felt like I kind of moved on pretty quickly. And then I went back on my word. I went back on this formula, and it honestly was like mental torture for the past month or so, where I did the exact opposite. I did the Jeffrey. I stayed in contact with her. We were messaging and everything, but that really made it more painful, like very, very painful. Like Sam will tell you himself, like I've actually been in a rut, like me. Like I make fun of the people who are stuck in a rut and you know, the Jeffries and shit. I've been in a rut for the last month. And that's because I just did everything wrong in the last month. I started speaking to my ex again. I started like obsessing over her, cuddling my pillow, thinking about her and everything. And so about 1-2 weeks ago, I followed the 6-step formula, and everything's better, back to being productive, back to just being clear-headed and focused. And now I look back with like gratitude and positivity, but I'll be honest, I don't really look back that much anymore because I've been following this formula. Let's not waste any time. Here is the 6-step formula. Step number 1 is no contact. And I prefer, and I heavily suggest, that you block them on everything immediately. Now, all the red pill splurgs, no, don't block her because you're giving her some. I don't give a fuck about giving her the power of some shit, bro. This is about you being able to move on so you don't stay stuck in the obsessive stage after a breakup. Blocking her from everything is probably the best way. You can unfollow her if you want, but the thing is, you most likely will somehow see her online again. And that is what makes it worse, because, put it this way, it's the internet that makes the breakup harder. Because it's unlikely that you're going to see her in person as anywhere near as much as you would see her on Instagram or on text. So no contact means literally no contact. You send the final message to each other or the final goodbye. And at that point, you preferably block them and you do not continue any kind of communication whatsoever. This is usually where the Spurgs, including myself, go back on their word. Because they say, oh yeah, this is the best way. And they're like, oh, but she has one of my hoodies. We have to do this thing. We have to do this. Like the amount of, should I tell you? I might even tell you this. I'll briefly tell you this story about my best friend in university. And I lost him to, let's say, a full-on trashy girl. And I still remember the day that he broke up with her. I was so proud of him. We're going to move up in the world and everything. And it was a relationship and everything, but yeah. And he looks at me and he says, oh, bro, I've got to go over there to get my stuff. And I'm like, bro, don't. You go no contact. Do not go. It's not even what you have to get from there. It's not worth it. Do not go there. You know, he's like, oh, bro, don't worry. No, I'm not going to get back with her, bro. I'm not going to get back with her. He goes. He doesn't come back to our apartment for 3 days. He's back in love with her. And although he doesn't kind of look back at it, you know, so negatively and everything, the thing is, like, he somewhat lost almost like a year of his life to that mistake. And I've been there too. I'm sorry for calling you out if you're watching this, bro. So step number 2, you should be doing this immediately, is to journal the reasons why you're incompatible. So after me and my ex broke up, I journaled 26 reasons why she was trash. I found this piece of advice in a book titled Attached by Amir Levine. So it's kind of like a gratitude journal, but you're writing reasons why you're grateful that you're not together. And this was this was what made it easy for me to move on immediately when me and my ex broke up. Write 20, 30 reasons why you're grateful that you're no longer together. Why is your life better now? Step number 3 is to set new goals. For some reason, I found that you can't exactly keep the same old goals because they've kind of been tainted and they need like a refresher. Like you need to go back to the basics and truly sit there and think, okay, what do I want from life? What do I want to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months? There's 3 stages to set a goal. So divide your page into 3. Do this right now, pussy. Divide your page into 3. On the left-hand side, we have the Jeffrey goal. And this is like the results-based goal that you want. This is how much money you want. You want $10,000 in X month. This is that you want 50,000 YouTube subscribers. This is that you want to lift this much weight. This is like just the Jeffrey shit. The Jeffrey just thinks to himself, yeah, I want to be able to I want to get 700k subs. That's the first stage of the goal. The next stage in the middle is the Adonis goal. And here you're going to write your weekly performance goal, what you want to achieve every week, which is going to lead you to the Jeffrey goal. So this is one step further from the Jeffrey goal. And you're actually going to have to do some thinking to think, okay, what actions per week is going to lead me to that Jeffrey goal? So it could be 2 quality videos per week. Now, if you are a little bit crazy, a little bit hardcore, and you want to go one step further than the Adonis goal, then on the right-hand side of the page, you can write the Hamza goal. And this is where you're going to write up a daily timetable to achieve the weekly performance. So now step number 4 of the breakup formula is to accomplish or at least make progress in these goals. Now you already have a roadmap for success in front of you. You already are not obsessing about your ex, she's not in your mind, and now you actually have something to put your focus into. You know exactly what you could be doing for the entire day right now. Step 4, accomplishing / at least making progress to your goals should be the biggest thing in your mind. Instead of obsessing over your ex, you should now start obsessing over these goals. You should use the Jeffrey goal for motivation. So you should be waking up thinking, oh my God, 50k subscribers, that'd be so awesome, that'd be so awesome. Then you should be using the Adonis weekly performance goal to keep yourself in check and say, okay, have I been hitting 5 to 6 workouts this week, or 2 to 3 quality videos? And finally, you're going to follow the daily timetable, the Hamza goal, the one for real hardcore people. And you're going to be thinking, okay, 11 p.m. every single day for the rest of my life is workout time. This in itself is going to keep you too busy and it's going to help you move on. Now, step number 5 is a big step forward, and it's to start dating again. Now, I waited about 2 months after my breakup to start, which is the longest I've ever waited before, but it does, at least to me, kind of makes sense because this was, at least the relationship that I had was like the biggest one I've had. So usually after a breakup, I'm not going to lie, I'm the dog who will go and fuck like the first few days afterwards. I'll go rebound and stuff. It somewhat helps and it somewhat doesn't. Like it can backfire. So this changes depending on personality, and I'll go into them right now. But if you're like me and you've got anxiety, you've got the anxious attachment style, if you find yourself overthinking about your partners, you're going to find that there's only one true helpful way to start dating again. And that is to actually get feelings for someone new and be excited by them. You'll find that if you rebound and if you just have casual sex with someone, you'll actually miss your ex even more because you'll literally have the physical elements with someone new and you'll literally be craving the emotional, the psychological reassurance of that need of connection, and it will backfire. So if you're like me, it's not the casual sex that you need, it's the actual intimacy and a real connection, and that's what helps. And that of course can take time. So if you're trying to rebound immediately, then you're probably not doing it right. Now, if you're a bit younger and let's say less mature in your developments, you might actually find that just sleeping with someone almost immediately after will help you move on. I think that if that is the case, personally, I will insult you a little bit. I don't actually think that you had a very loving, connecting relationship, but you have to see what works for you. And I've done that enough times to know that just sleeping with someone after a breakup doesn't make me feel any better. It makes me feel worse, and it gives me like fuel to message my ex and kind of like just see more value in them. So I waited 2 months before I started dating again. And I'm very grateful that when I did start dating again, literally the first day I had with a new girl was terrific. I'm not gonna lie. And I went on a second date with her. I connected really well with her, and it's like now she's the one in my mind, and that's like I haven't exactly fully moved on from my ex. She pops into my mind, but I'd say most of the process has been completed now. I've started to feel like whole again instead of feeling incomplete. And so finally, step 6 of the breakup formula, and this step, by the way, I hope you watch till this point, because step 6 you're actually going to do throughout the entire process. Step 6 is to get constant reassurance from friends and family and your social network. So honestly, for me, that's been Sam, the video editor. I've got love for this guy, man. We've literally been on a video call like almost every single day. Like he's been there. Like, what a guy, man, honestly. Love you, Sam. When I was writing the script, a quote came to mind by Anne Frank, and it was, "Paper is more patient than man." And so if you don't currently have the social circle or the friend or the family to speak about this breakup, because honestly, a lot of people don't, if you don't currently have people to speak to, journaling is as good. You can literally just journal how you feel, and you can constantly reassure yourself through the journal. Now, finally, what I will do for you is I have made a breakup channel on my Discord server. I'll have it linked in the description below. You can join for free. And in this one channel, you can talk about your breakups. And I'm sure that I think the channel is going to be pretty active, because I know a lot of guys are going through it, and it'll be nice to have like a central point where you can just go in and you can just write about your feelings and everything. You'll probably see me in there too. But honestly, just get yourself a guy like Sam. I was writing this script and I was like thinking about what I would say. And as I really started tearing up with like happiness and gratitude that Sam is in my life, that he's genuinely become my best friend. Like we literally speak like every single day. He's kept me accountable to so much. He's the one person right now who knows unfiltered exactly what's going through my mind. He's kept me in check and everything. And the last 2 months, like dead ass, he has made such a significant difference in my trajectory, in my like mental well-being, because I've had a go-to guy to call and say, yeah, I miss my ex. Get yourself a guy like Sam. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.